You know, the things you cannot say no to it.
It's the art of looking good.
It's a lifestyle.
For me, when it comes to that, it's not all about me anymore.
You want to look good, you want to impress someone.
When you call addiction, maybe it might be a little bit off.
It's an amazing discipline to look after yourself.
But I call it, it's kind of like a responsibility.
It actually brings you out of your own comfort zone.
For me, I take it as a commitment. No matter what, I have to come out. No matter what, I have to pause and be sure.
So you're always doing gym, you're always shaking on some cosmetic product. So you really want to stay there.
I'm crazy. I train every single day, even on Sunday. Sometimes my friends say, but you're gonna die. I say, no, I won't die. I'll be fine.
And at the end of the day, it's for me as a model to deliver.
If I tell you that I never thought of being a model, I'm not sure if you believe me. It never clicked on my mind. It's only when I arrived in South Africa, while I was 19 years old, I think. My brother JC's been in the game for so long. I got inspired by him. Nice body, nice look, the way he handles things, you know, that smoothness. I'm not sure if you get it from the modeling industry, but it kind of just threw me to the world, you know. And then, yeah, he started sending me to castings, booking me for other shows, private shows. Yeah, from there I pick up. You don't need to necessarily have something or a certain skill to make it, but they don't choose models or just plain, you know. You need to come up with something which is really different, which sells you out. So if you play the part of being a jockey guy, be a jockey guy. You know, be very experienced in it, be very specific in it. So mine, it's the smile. It's the smile because, well, apart from people telling me, I also know I look good when I smile. No, not saying that I don't look good when I don't smile, but when I smile, it's, you know, it does something. It plays a big part, yes.
Okay, so I came from a very poor family, and when I was 16, I was very shy because I was kind of like a tomboy and I had a very long neck. So I used to walk bending my neck, you know, because I'm too shy. Then my father showed me a lady who is my icon, Iman, and he said, look at her, her neck is longer than yours. And I think you should be proud of yourself. I did not think I'll be a model, you know, but I thought one day I'll be somebody. Somebody that I will stand somewhere and people will appreciate me. So I came to South Africa in 2004, where I was coming to look for a job and try to go back to school. And Jen Sears from Ice Models scouted me in the mall. And she said, so what can we do for you? At that moment, I'm looking at her, I'm like, you called me here. What can you do for us? I said, I don't know. You know, I said, I think we would like to represent you in South Africa. We think you can be a great model. At that moment, I was like, oh my God, this dream I had when I was 16, but I never knew I would ever find that platform anywhere. And it was not something I was looking to go into because my brain was more in school. But at that moment, I needed a job that can raise me up and be able to help my family, my mom, and my brothers to be able to go to school.
I was a professional football player at that time. I came for Jomo Cosmos, I did my trial. It went well. At a certain stage, I got some really terrible injuries and I had to stop. And I was thinking to study maybe or do something else, and then I was in Durban at that time and I met this guy in the street telling me about modeling. I was like, I can't do that. Seriously, it's not my type of thing, but he basically told me, you know, you can make it. And then next step was Models International, where I met Lisa and other guys, and she probably signed me in. And It wasn't easy in the first place because I did not really understand what was that about. I'm just taking pictures, you're paying me money. For me, coming from the Congo, I know before you get paid, you need to do hard work. You know, I was a football player, so I knew before I get paid. The 90 minute was really tough, but photo shoot sometimes it wasn't really 90 minutes. I just walk and got paid. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. My mother, she actually saw me in the magazine and she was like, is this you in this magazine? What are you doing here? I said, Mom, I'm a model. She's like, what's that? I didn't know how to explain to her. She's like, I don't like this at all. My dad, we don't even talk about it. You know, he's a lecturer in psychology. It's too much for me. We don't talk about it.
Models are, I'd say, epitome of what we do as designers. We need them, they need us. Always misunderstood, but I think they're beautiful creatures that bring fashion alive.
Models are definitely misunderstood. They have a frenetic lifestyle. They have to constantly face rejection. And when they get busy, they really run around. So we often think that they're distracted or they don't concentrate, or there's the myth that they're not very bright. Not true. Models for me, in my life, they're like my family. They become my family. And I really become attached to them. So I don't have my own kids, so I kind of practice on them.
If you take the clothing and put it on an ordinary person who's not a model and put it on a model, there's a difference. I mean, an ordinary person cannot sell. Ordinary people would love it and feel good and everything, but a model will make it like super amazing. They will walk it because they understand each and every garment, how to carry it. It be casual or it be couture or it be ready to wear. They know how to translate it, so always better to work with models.
Modeling is not really much about the looks. That's what people have been mistaken. So sometimes people think that modeling is about the look. When you're beautiful, you're good looking, you can be a model. No, 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 no. It's about confidence and personality, especially personality. When you carry the clothes for a designer, as David Tlale, you need to have personality to carry those clothes on the ramp and make it look amazing and brilliant, because he's an amazing designer.
My selection process for models is all about character, and also it varies from season to season.
There's no specific skill or look that we look for. In fact, we look for someone that's really natural. I find most of the time a good model just naturally comes to them, and they've got good personality and they can take instruction.
Boys, 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 show me that money. Dial my number, 3 digits, honey.
The ramp, we have different walk. You need to have a walk which goes the same with the outfit. You cannot walk as if you're wearing casual when you're dressed on a full suit. You cannot do that. Even somebody who's not a model can tell you, when I wear my suit, I feel different. Even my walk changes. When you wear casual, when you wear underwear, when you do full suit, there are different looks. And yes, you need to have a certain look to make it in this industry. That's actually what brings you out to the part of being different.
With the casting, I almost become not present, because I work with an amazing show producer, and he knows what I like. He is the one to do the, the dirty job and to say sorry, yes, no.
We look for girls and guys that fit, look for the current season, but generally they have to be tall. I'm very reluctant to book a model that's shorter than 1.75. Your designers all over the world, from Africa, from Asia, they will tell you the same thing. Tall and skinny, that they just look better on the runway.
Everything about modeling is all about performance, deliverance. It's all about your outlook. It's all about what you can deliver. It's all about your personality, and you have to look a certain way. You have to look clean. Your skin has to be great. Your hair, what you wear, and all these needs money. All these needs money. But for the industry we are, I'm not sure if the client or the whole industry understand the struggle a model goes through, because they're expecting us to become that, but the payments become very low. And
we have newcomers into the industry every single day, so, and also agencies are born every day, and which actually puts us on a very big difficult time, because now clients don't get to choose you, and by saying client I don't mean all of them, but certain. They don't get to choose you because of how good you are, but because of the certain amount of money which was proposed to them by certain agent, you see. So if I might be booked for probably, let's say, $100, but there's another one who's just a newcomer and doesn't know what he's doing, he might accept the offer for $10.
And now it's even worse. When it comes to the social media kind of a market, I mean the market, the whole thing changed. It's even hard because you're no longer seeing models on covers anymore. You're seeing personalities, and the more you're seeing personalities, meaning our modeling career is dying. And sometimes I call it, there is a death of a supermodel. There will never be supermodels anymore.
All right, you're at my house now.
I train every day. I'm crazy. I train every day. Training for me, it's something that I had since I was a kid. I used to play football, so I train every single day, even on Sunday. Sometimes my friends say, "But you're gonna die." I say, "No, I won't die, bro. I'll be fine."
My average day on the modeling industry is I wake up in the morning. First of all, the first thing I do in the morning is pray. I pray, and I like to stretch out. But most of the times, I certainly just throw myself to the gym, because I really like to be fit. I hate wearing something which doesn't look good on me. So and I believe it's my body, it's not the clothes. So if something doesn't look good on me, I probably assume that my body is not right.
See, in South Africa, we're very spoiled. I was so spoiled in South Africa. There's a car, there's hills, there's no much of walking. But in New York, I walk a lot. So I think that's helped me. But with my condition, there are certain exercise I cannot really do. So I do yoga, anything movement for me to help my back. I do aerobics, Pilates, when I can, because not all the time I can. But walking is what I do the most. I went to school in Uganda. I was extremely sick all the time. So Uganda, they asked for me to transfer, to go back to Tanzania. But at that time, I didn't know what was really a problem. And it just happened in 2005. Here in South Africa, they found out I had endometriosis. Endometriosis is a condition where the lining of the uterus, the inner lining of the uterus that's supposed to be inside, tends to grow outside the body of the uterus and other part of the body of the uterus, which is fallopian tubes, ovaries, intestine, and bladder. It became really a struggle. And for me, I kept it for 23 years, and thank God for South Africa. When I started my modeling career, it is when I passed out at the photo shoot, and by my agency, they took me to the hospital, and the doctor said, let's check if there's a problem, there's something that we need to check. So they did laparoscopy, and they find that I had stage 4 right away, and they said, we cannot even allow her to go anywhere, we want to operate and clean it up. And now I'm sitting in front of you, I have 13 surgeries. So number 13 for me, it's all about, God has given me this platform, which is fashion industry platform, and I said, I just want to save one girl.
Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week I think it's cool because I'm sitting where I am today because I joined AFI in 2007, and it has helped me become a global brand. 2007, I got an opportunity to showcase at Paris Fashion Week. Once you've showcased, you are done, you've got the pictures, you've got the PR, and you've got the platform, and you get your brand growing.
Every upcoming models or every model who has made it would really want to make it to the Mercedes-Benz, would really want to walk into the ramp. So it's the biggest that we have so far.
Incredible. Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week is one of the best fashion show you can get in the planet, I must say. Bringing things like this, bringing young guys and young designers and old designers all together, you know, bringing this kind of thing, it's incredible.
I've been producing David Lally shows for a considerable length of time, probably dating back to 1998. And I also do his productions in New York. So we've become very close because of this relationship. And every season we try to do something that's completely out of the ordinary, that hasn't been seen before, and it's often quite difficult. One thing that David doesn't want to do is to be in the same venue as other designers for a fashion week. So it's pretty much what happens in New York as well. Your Calvin Kleins, they show off-site, as we call it.
That's not a gimmick. I mean, I don't showcase in the tents with other designers because the collection always directs or leads or sort of kind of like tells the way where it's supposed to be showcased. And my take is, why have the same pictures like everybody else? And why have it on a white runway, white background, same chairs? So
the challenge for us every season is to find this amazing venue that is also comfortable for our audience and so. But we've always had this idea in mind of doing this, call it possibly industrial type show in a parking garage. So we've taken this idea and we're running with it. Just confusing, surprising my audience with combining lights and sound in this dark space with the collection. The challenge is that I still need to take good photographs of the collection. So you'll see how this turns out.
Okay, I met David in Durban years ago. I think it's 7 years ago. During Durban, July, and they gave him a list of models that's supposed to be modeling for him. He had to choose one male model, and he chose me.
I can't even recall the first time I met David, but one thing I have in my mind is I found myself all of a sudden close to David Lally. It was just like a click.
I met David Lally in 2000 when I started my modeling career, 2004. He's a king, you know. He's a king who is blessed with such a grace. I've seen him growing, and for me, it gives me so much joy. He treats us like family. You know, most of the models that he have started working with them, we're still working with him because he's just that kind of a person that you look at his work and you look at yourself and thinking, what can I do to make this better?
Working for David Lally, it's every model's dream. You really want to work for them. I mean for him. So if I don't work for David Lally, I don't feel right.
From our show this year, you're going to experience, I'd say, a celebration of who we are as a brand, David Lally, refining our signature, making sure that, I mean, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to become futuristic. We are not that kind of brand. We make beautiful clothes. Men and women, all they want is to have beautiful clothes, and that's what we want to do. And there's a beautiful collaboration that we're doing with Jockey South Africa. Beyond that, there'll be, I wouldn't say it's drama, but there will be some theatrics that we're going to give to people because it's a showcase.
David Lally does not like to change outfits within the show. So often we have a lot of models. The most I've ever had to work with David was 96 models. So I love doing that, and we've done it often before. Volume is amazing. The more models you have, the more impact you have with the show.
So far, I know that America stands to be the biggest platform for the modeling industry, so I think that's where I want to be, that's where I want to make it big. Yes, I really want to work for Versace. I really like Versace. My whole life, I always liked it. I know it's no more alive, but I love Versace.
Modeling has allowed me to meet big sport people in this country, you know, just because I'm a model. You know, I've got so many friends that works for SAFA, that works for Super Sports, TV presenters, sport presenters, coaches, big football players. You know, we become friends and very close because they know, okay, Jay is a model and I'm a player, so we, you know, that's how it works. So yeah, I want to be a coach, but I want to do it much more as a football analyst than a football coaching in a soccer team. But it would be nice also if I become a coach in a football team.
I am an entrepreneur. I'm starting building more on that side, but I'm also, I dedicate my time, full time really, on a philanthropist. I love giving back, and when I start a mission, I want to finish it. But for me, at the end of modeling career is not the end of the world for me. It is how you use that platform to create something better for yourself.